In a surprise meeting, Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga met on Friday and agreed to work toward unifying the country after last year's divisive presidential election. The meeting came just hours before a visit by U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. The two Kenyan leaders, who spoke separately after the talks, acknowledged the country was heading in the wrong direction.
My brother and myself have therefore come together today to say this dissent stops here. We refuse to allow our diversity to kill our nation. We refuse to be the leaders under whose watch Kenya slid into a failed nation. This is a call to self-reflection. We have to look into ourselves and challenge our readiness to make the changes that will allow our institutional reforms to work. So long as we remain divided, acrimonious, selfish, and corrupt, no amount of institutional reform will better our lives.
And we have come to a common understanding, an understanding that this country of Kenya is greater than any one individual, and that for this country to come together, leaders must come together. Leaders must be able to discuss their differences. Leaders must be able to discuss freely and openly what ails our country, what is the reason and the cause for the ethnic divisions and frictions that we see across the country.
Well, Kenya was plunged into a political crisis after the Supreme Court annulled the August election due to irregularities, and Odinga and his supporters boycotted a second round in October. Odinga refused to recognize Kenyatta's win and in January held a rally where his supporters symbolically inaugurated the opposition leader as president. Now, on the streets of Nairobi, Kenyans also welcomed the leaders agreeing to work together.
For the meeting of today within the President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, it's so good because it's creating peace between the two tribes, that's the Luos and the Gikuyus. And it's one, we are under one unit building the nation.
It's a really good step towards harmonizing the country because the electioneering period has left us divided across the divide. His supporters of both sides, so I think it's a really good idea that they've met, and hopefully you can progress from this.
Well, if they resolve their issues, well, that is a good thing, because we need to move forward, and as a country, well, you know, the economy has been down, so if they resolve their issues, well, at least it will show that we are moving forward, and the issue to do with the election, it is behind us.
Well, independent political analyst Martin Ndati says the agreement on unification is significant for healing Kenyan politics. The devil will be in the details. We need to understand what exactly has been agreed upon, noting the Kenyan leaders' statements contained only generalities.